Hey everybody, this is Jeremy, and I do direct mail with Money Mailer in Mercer County, New Jersey.
What are some advantages of direct mail advertising over the trend of digital advertising?
Yeah, so direct mail advertising is really good because you're reaching people right where they live. You know, when you're doing digital advertising, you're actually kind of fighting against a lot of, the purpose of why people are going into social media and other digital avenues, right? So when you're doing direct mail, the direct mail is going to the households and people can open it as soon as they wish. Digital marketing is great. I highly recommend it to all my customers, all my businesses. You definitely need to do both digital and direct mail, because statistics show that when you do direct mail in conjunction with digital advertising, you're actually going to get a better response rate. A lot of businesses, that's really what you're looking for, is a higher response rate than if you're just doing one by themselves.
When interested in advertising with a new business, what are some steps to start with? For example, finding the right person to speak with.
So when you're talking to a new business, you want to first find the right person to speak with. You want to build a rapport with the business that you're interacting with, but you also need to make sure you're talking to the decision maker. You don't want to, if you're going to a restaurant, it doesn't make sense to talk to the bartender unless the bartender happens to be one of the managers or even the owner of the business. But if it's just a regular employee, they're not really the decision maker when it comes to advertising. Now, after you start to build a rapport with the business and you find the right person to talk to, then what you want to do is you want to essentially find out if they're looking to get more customers. If they're looking to get more customers, direct mail is a great way to get them more customers. Not only are you guaranteed to reach a certain number of households, but you're also getting a response rate from that as well. That's usually a lot better than social media, email, and other online methods.
What is the most effective way to introduce Money Mailer to someone who has never heard of Money Mailer before?
So Money Mailer, a lot of people know about direct mail, and Money Mailer has a couple of key competitors. Money Mailer is a smaller business that they have franchises all over the United States, in different states. We have franchises in New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and some parts of like Atlanta, Georgia, Charleston, and Denver, Colorado, and some on the West Coast in California as well. So, some of our competitors are like Valpak, Clipper. Valpak is very, very similar, but Money Mailer differentiates ourselves because we actually have an oversized envelope. So what that means is it's not like a regular standard letter. It's a little bit bigger. So when you're opening your mail, it's gonna show up. You're gonna notice it a lot more than just a regular letter that's in the mail. So it's usually a shared mail envelope that goes in the mail to different households in these areas where Money Mailer mails out to.
How is the number of zones a business should advertise in decided? And along with that, how are we making sure those zones are effective?
So when it comes to choosing how many zones a business needs to advertise, it's all about the type of business that's advertising. So first, if it's like a restaurant or a small local business, let's like a restaurant, let's say like a game shop, a hobby shop, or even like a small gift store, like a retail location, you got to think about your customers and how far they're going to travel to get to you. In New Jersey, for example, if you have a pizza place, we got tons of pizza places all over New Jersey, and most people are not going to travel more than 5 miles to get to a pizza place. You can find a pizza place really easy, but if you're, let's say, a landscaper or a roofer, it's better for you to have a wider net. That way you can be reaching out to a lot of other households that might need your services. We're making sure those zones are effective by looking at some reporting that we have. So we have our digital report, which tells us how many views you're getting on moneymailer.com, on our app, and other digital methods that we use to promote your business. So we use that tracking to kind of to tell how many people are looking into your business. That's the equivalent of like a pay per click when you're using Google or Facebook or other digital methods. Another way is the physical coupons. Businesses can track the physical coupons, and that's how you can also tell how many people are coming in. Not only that, but we also have something called call tracking, where we can offer a service to businesses where we have a dedicated phone number on their flyer that redirects to their main phone line, so that way we know how many phone calls are coming in, and we can track to see how many people are interested in that in your business. So those are some of the ways. We're also introducing other new ways like QR codes, so that way we can track how many times people are visiting your website and things like that. Yeah.
What are the advantages of consistently mailing for multiple months?
So you want to mail for multiple months because most people don't buy the first time they're introduced to a business. You need to build your credibility, and you need to be a presence in their life, essentially, by advertising consistently. When people need your service, they're going to think of you first, and if you don't consistently advertise, then they're not going to think of you. It's like a catch-22. You stop advertising because you're not getting business, but at the same time you need to advertise because people aren't thinking about you when it comes time to do your service. So a business like a restaurant, you want to definitely constantly advertise, because restaurants, people are going to restaurants maybe once a week, sometimes more frequently. So you want to make sure you're the restaurant they choose. So that's why you need to advertise. And then a business like contractors, a plumber, for example. How often do you need a plumber? It's not really that often, but you want to be the plumber they call when it's time for that person, for that household to need a plumber. So that's why you want to continue to mail consistently, so that way you're on the top of the person's mind.
After a business has agreed to an advertising campaign with Money Mailer, what steps or contact is made with them to ensure they are pleased with the service we provide?
Yeah, so there are a lot of things that Money Mailer provides when it comes to our businesses working with us. We provide the art, we print the art, we mail the art, we mail out your advertisement, and we make sure we track it after its delivery. So the first thing is the art, right? When it comes to the art, we want to make sure that we understand what your goals are when it comes to advertising. So we want to make sure that we have an enticing offer on there, and we also want to make sure that it looks good and that people want to kind of save that mail piece for future use. So we create all the art for you. We make sure everything is up to your standards. We give you a couple of checks on the art. So we have our artists work on it. We send them the art, then we send you the art so that we can get your approvals. We check to make sure everything is valid, which includes your name, your business name, your address, your phone number, and we make sure you have an offer. The offer also needs to have an expiration date, which we usually use about 2 months, just so that way people have a sense of urgency when it comes to using your coupon. The next thing is we handle the print. We do use a glossy, high quality paper, so that way it's very enticing for people to hold on to, and it's in our large envelope as well. After that, we make sure it's delivered. We partner with the United States Postal Service to make sure that all the mail is delivered in a timely manner. And then finally, we track the results afterwards, and we make sure that you're getting results. And if there's any changes that need to be made, we make them as soon as possible for your next mailer.
How can we make sure the customer is using their coupons to ensure the business gets their return on investment as quickly as possible?
Yeah, so every once in a while, a business will say they're not getting a lot of coupons, or they'll say, they want to make sure that they're getting a lot of redemptions, so they can see that the ad campaign is working. There are a couple things we can do, right? First thing you want to do is you want to always have a good offer. My favorite example is if you're a restaurant, you don't want to have an offer that says you get a free napkin with your purchase, right? Because that just don't make sense. Like, who's going to come in for a free napkin? Or let's say here's another one. If you're a plumber and you're giving a free humidifier, right? That might be enticing to some people, but not everybody wants a humidifier. So you're really kind of limiting your market. I've also seen some coupons that were just for one day only, and you got to remember these coupons only last for 1 or 2 months. And that's essentially limiting them to 4 times a month that they could use it. So of course you're not going to get as much big of a response on those coupons. So what first thing we would do is we would look to see if we can improve the offer. We'd work with the business to make sure that we're giving them that they can still make a profit margin when it comes to the coupon or whatever offer we're giving them to their customers. But also you gotta think long term too, because once you get that customer in, most of the time, now it's up to you to make them a long-term customer, right? And most businesses that I work with, they're really great businesses. We come back and we use them over and over again. So not only are you paying for that coupon up front for that first visit, but you're also getting that return business. So you can't forget about that too, because that's also super important beyond just the coupons.
Once an advertising campaign has started for a business, how often are we reaching out to them to ensure satisfaction and success of the campaign?
Yeah. So we reach out to our businesses that mail with us about once or twice a month. We reach out to let you know when the mail's coming out, and we reach out to let you know when your art is finalized. We also have an easy to use link to schedule a meeting with me. So anytime you want to meet, I'm available. Just schedule a meeting, and I'm happy to talk. But we find out, a lot of businesses, you guys are busy, and we just want to handle your marketing, your direct mail marketing for you. We visit your shops. So, for example, there was this one business where they actually changed their menus, and they never let me know, which is fine, right? I completely understand. The last thing on their mind is me. So I visited them. I saw they had updated menus, and I was like, hey, let's change your money mailer advertisement to match your new menus. And that's the kind of service that we're going to provide. We're going to make sure that we're still visiting you, we're checking in on you, but we're going to guarantee that we talk to you at least twice a month, once when the mail comes out, and another one when the art is finalized, so that way you're in the loop as far as how your mail's going to go.
As you mentioned earlier, Money Mailer has many competitors out there. How do you show value of our service over the competition?
Our competitors are great. They do a great job. They promote the businesses really well, and I think there's a place for every single one of our competitors with your mail campaign. But our mail, we mail to. We don't blanket mail homes. We look at the demographics to make sure that we're targeting a more affluent household, and we also have other statistics as well about these households that we mail to. So in general, they also tend to have more cars in the household. They tend to have more kids. They have more income. They have more net worth. So for a lot of businesses, it makes sense to mail a money mailer because you want to advertise to people who can spend money. So that's why you want to hire average household income. If you are a car repair shop or you work with cars, let's say you're a detailer, you want to advertise to households that have more than 2 cars. You don't want to just blanket mail everybody. If you're a contractor, you want to mail to owner-occupied households, and those are the kind of households that we target.
Some local businesses, for example, pizza places that mail their own menus with coupons to local residents, choose to do their own direct mailing to customers. What is the advantage of using Money Mailer instead?
So yeah, those businesses that are mailing out their own menus and coupons, that's great. That's a great thing. You definitely want to do that. You want to use Money Mailer in addition to that, because Money Mailer, we're going to make sure we're reaching out to the households that are more likely to purchase from you. When you're sending out the mail yourself, there's so many factors you have to keep in mind when it comes to who you're mailing to. Are you mailing to, businesses, right? That might be applicable for a pizza place, right? Because businesses might want to have that. But for a lot of other businesses, you're not really interacting with businesses, you're interacting with households and customers. So that's one of the other things. Another thing we want to keep in mind is, getting the list of customers. We have the list of 10,000 homes that we're going to send out the mail to, and we adjust those maps for you. So that way you have nothing to worry about. We also handle the printing for you, and we handle making sure those coupons are always up to date. Another thing with the menus too that I've noticed is a lot of times those prices can go out of date. Prices have been increasing all over the board recently, and especially with pizza places. I've seen chicken prices go up, and other dining restaurant costs gone way up. And when you're printing out your own menus, you're printing out usually for a couple months, right? And if you have prices on that menu, which you should, those prices can be easily outdated, and then you might be ordering too many. So with Money Mailer, we have the expiration date on the coupons. We are able to actually even print out an extended flyer that can act like a menu. And we have a double-sided flyer as well on our regular envelope. So the cool thing about that double-sided is that a lot of businesses, they'll use the front to showcase the business and have the coupons, and then on the back, they'll have the menu. So it could work really well together. We have the list for you. We can handle everything for you, so you can focus on running your business and you don't have to worry about sending mail. Let us do that for you. If you guys have any more questions about direct mail, feel free to reach out. I have a link in the description, directmailjeremy.com/YouTube, and you can schedule a meeting with me whenever you want. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm happy to help you to make sure we have a successful advertising campaign for you. And if you guys like this video, please leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any other questions there. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Jeremy with Direct Mail. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.